the former Vice Chancellor of the Kwame Adinkra University of Science and Technology. Now, Prof, which one comes first? Is it the emeritus professor or professor emeritus? Which one actually comes first?
Yo, Kwame, me that's papa. I'm say, sir, confusion. Mostly a practice at other countries.
Okay.
In America, they would say professor emeritus.
Okay.
But you see, me feel say, and then I follow the British tradition.
Okay.
The emeritus qualifies the professor. So bad boy, one of general.
Okay.
You don't say boy bad.
Okay.
Okay. Emeritus professor. It qualifies you. Just like you say associate professor.
Oh, okay. Okay. So in this case, the emeritus become adjective, which will qualify the noun.
Wonderful.
Oh, okay.
You went to a good school.
Oh,
yeah.
I was afraid they said Michelle Prof Pa and engage Pa Satma Obeye, the chairman of KVOC, the Kumasi Venue Organizing Committee of CAN 2008. Now, as a Vice Chancellor, Satma a Vice Chancellor. So now Vice Chancellor, there any sports there? I mean, how did you get there? What happened?
Very simple. Administrative functions. And you know, not necessarily say meaning ball, and I'm about cricket, derby. The administration and the love for the game. Now, you remember that at that time, now you're a host to Kumasi, host to a lot of different countries, literally the whole of Africa. And you know, I thought, I had an input to make. We couldn't coordinate things properly. And he tried to say, me agree. When Rex Dankwa approached me, and said, well, give me some time to think over it. And to make I thought, I had an input to make, a useful input, because I thought, and yes, me to me, the other people know I could do much better than them.
Oh, okay. Because all the venues, Kumasi became the most organized venue for CAN 2008 under your leadership.
Wonderful.
And you compose other, committee, some in charge of welfare, some in charge of Dr. Safaje, transport, everything was well coordinated. And for the first time, Obi Crowdy fought to create me a medal. And it
was papa. Niemano, Osha, near Combine say, me delegate as much as possible. Can you imagine, national anthems for participating countries, we had nothing. This is what I meant. We need interest, we need experience, this is what happened, and all the stakeholders participated. And remember, during those times, Kwame wouldn't very well say, take this and do this for me. I'm not interested in those things. Now, I build up a certain reputation up to that time. Would they 10 cities by harm me? About 10 cities are over do stadium at 100,000. So those things help us. Except we feel we're too rigid. We weren't rigid. We're dealing with ethical principles. Miniska, but I'm very happy now.
Okay. Now, so those principles, Prof, offer free Ankasa, was it your upbringing and that's a school and a ship was
Okay, I'm say I'm bringing a account. I'm say being a time I can once. I'm bringing an account, and then as you very well know, I'm a Presbyterian. Wouldn't say Presbyterian. You know the way you describe us. Yeah. We uphold integrity. We love hard work.
Okay.
We so many virtues.
Okay.
And you know, Sunday no tell me, sorry.
Okay.
All the virtues, you have to make sure, if you are being assessed, we have very, very good scores on all of them. But I think the most important thing is, when you go to a Presbyterian boarding school, you pick up a lot of those things. And again, because of my upbringing,
So, where were you born?
Upper West Achim, between Insawam and Adesu.
Okay.
Typical, very, very modest family. me nibi inti me call outsider be very careful. Okay. There's nobody to help you. And you know, those are the virtues now. Me bring it, me fine.
So from others, then you move to Vasima.
No, to others, from Mamidede. The name is Mamidede.
Okay.
From Hono, we call Police Depot Primary School, Nakra, because my father was a police officer.
Oh, okay. So you live in barracks?
Yes. And you know, we stayed there for 11 years. After Police Depot, then we moved to Koforidua Central.
Okay.
You can imagine Koforidua Central, if you've been there, the police station, huge. And we were all there. We took our bath with those who are waiting. They've been remanded. They were waiting to go to court and so on, the prisoners and so on. And then from there, we went to Afijansi, close to Koforidua.
Yeah.
And then from Afijansi to Nkoko. Nkoko, we were up. My father's place was up the charge office, and from there you could see the cells. All sort of things. And then from Nkoko, we went to a place called Amansu in Oti region. From Amansu, we were transferred. My father was transferred from Amansu to Anglogan in the Volta region. From Anglogano, then he was moved to Keta. You know, this is the way I'm pronouncing it. Keta. And then from Keta, we went to Denu. The Volta region.
Okay.
And then back to Accra, and then to Navrongo. And then he came back to Accra and retired.
And you were with him all the while?
Yes, except for the period that I was in school.
Wow. And as a Ghana had a what now almost baby, what touch base?
Oh, meaning not regions now, meaning virtually every place in Ghana.
Okay.
Meaning America, at least Ghana pa.
All right. So, and then you want to is it Mfasipim?
I think so. Kwame, I think so. Opa, it's in Vance School, PO Box 101, Cape Coast. That's the way we describe it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, do mates in the other war?
Oh, a lot of them.
Okay.
For you were interested in sports, so
yeah.
Nana Sam Bro Butler.
Okay.
Was my classmate.
Okay.
Frank Beecham was my classmate from Form 1 to Upper 6. The late Emisata, Vice President, was my classmate from Form 1 to Upper 6.
Okay.
And there are a lot of us. We were 108, but now I think we're down to perhaps about 80 or so.
Oh, okay.
Attrition.
Do you get contact with them sometimes?
I have a lot of contact with them.
Oh, okay.
We have a page, and you can imagine what they normally do on the page. A name that you don't want to use, they will come and mention it publicly.
So you had a nickname?
Yes, but I won't tell you. Go look for it. Go look for it. Go and look for it.
Now, cost ban fast pin to the point there. Oba Kenis or over planning.
Yeah.
Okay. So at that time now your cost be at that level I prepare for planning, and that's a China didn't be planning.
Me sure some China. But all A-level no me geography, economics and mathematics.
Okay.
Advanced level and a further maths.
Okay.
Into my geography, thank God, it was very good.
Okay.
But not the results. Social results now, you think otherwise. And then the math was very, very good.
Okay.
And now I wanted something. Now, met me I use math and the geography. Now, me the program be akoba mebra.
Okay.
Now, young faculty now, it was down to architecture, building technology, and planning. Architecture, number 1 is 6 years. Until I opted not to do architecture. And then building technology, they won't allow me to do it because my A-level physics.
Okay.
But these days, we allow physics, we allow geography, economics, maths to come and do building technology. And then I was stuck to planning. So they said, no, you go and do planning because of this. And luckily, I went in, and at a point in time, I liked it. I seem to have liked it.
Okay. So planning department, though, it wasn't kind of a passion, but you wonder and one cause you brace yourself for the course, and you did so well there. And that's a honor that we identify.
So well.
Oh, because of the progression. If I look at the progression, as a student, later as a head of department, but we are going.
True. Once at that stage, you are limited in terms of what you want to do.
The career path,
because say Osha at that level, we all wanted to get to the university. What you did one did at the university wasn't really important. But Osha background, and we had a lot of counselors, old boys who came to talk to us. I think I'll be better off. I think I'll be better off in this discipline and this discipline. Until Sana say any background who meet minimum qualification requirements now. You go in and do it. But remember say at the time, I went to sixth form and advancement, but there were people who did the assist form at KNUST 1 year. If you wanted to do art, architecture, BT and so on and so on, you came in for 1 year, at the end of which you did your A level, which were two. You'll be giving admission or direct entry to come and do architecture or art or whatever. Until that route was there. See, this time credible can route.
Yeah.
That route was there. Why are you laughing? That was there. I think it was the influence of those people that led me to opting to do planning. And I think it's been useful. And then remember, say, at the point in time, I told you, say, I traveled widely in Ghana.
Yeah.
Usha, A-level said there are some questions. We had a very good geography teacher.
Okay.
British.
Okay.
Excellent teacher, but he was slow. So out of the syllabus,
slow in teaching.
Yes, out of the syllabus, out of five questions, we could only do 2. The third and fourth question, for example, it was because I traveled extensively from Accra to Anyanui, Big Adan, Anyanui, and so on, all the way to Amloga. I knew the way the people live, the occupation. So the question was on market gardening, and that was how I was able to manage my way. Otherwise, it would have been disastrous.
So that was purely based on your practical experience and common sense.
Yes. That's it. I think traveling, some benefits I knew to me, either directly or indirectly.
So after school, after first degree, teaching assistant?
Those days, we have teaching assistant as such. Were a national service person.
Okay.
I became a national service person. And not your kids now will say national service personnel. I mean, Kwame Adinkra personnel. I was a national service person for 1 year. At the end of which, Nyame scholarship called University of British Columbia.
Okay.
Vancouver, Canada. Extreme west part of Canada. And after that, I came back and
so you went to Vancouver to do your masters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And if you want me back for 3 months and came and fought for a KNUST scholarship to go and do a doctorate for Michigan State in the US.
In the US, Detroit.
No, well, close to Detroit, about 19 miles from Detroit.
Okay.
East Lansing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That also took you how many years?
4 years. 4 years.
So 4 years you stay in the US?
Yeah. And 2 years in Canada.
Okay. That also broadened the horizon.
Broadening horizon. Because at that stage, when you can interact better with them.
Yeah.
You can appreciate them. And just like people were looking down on you because you're an African or a black person, you don't want that thing to occur or happen to anybody.
Oh, this is that time you're not sad.
And yet overtly.
Okay.
And yet overtly. Overtly, south now, you see a few of them.
Yeah.
When they tell you we don't want to see any nigger here, that's the end. Won't call. That opened that widened my horizon.
And after doing the PhD, and as I'm back to KNUST?
Maybe a PhD, there's a funny story. My supervisor had a contract with USAID.
Okay.
To go and work in Colombia.
I don't know, say Trump,
something on economic development. He cannot go if he doesn't have anybody to teach his class. You'll keep him for about 6 months, just to teach for him, and then he would go and make his money. And, even though I was qualified, I was called an instructor. Inti me ya oba no oja me kwan na me koy because when you say also rice eventually he or she becomes your friend for life.
Yeah.
Inti na me person messing up at all.
Okay.
Inti eba sano I listen and then oba no na me nya kwan koy. Inti for now if I can write to him at any time, I can ask for anything.
He's still alive?
Yes, he's alive.
Okay.
He's alive. He's
okay.
alive. He's not an American originally.
Okay.
I think yes, Japanese now. I think Brazil or South America, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Migrated to the US.
Okay.
And you could appreciate our circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah. Oja ukwenwe na usamba KNUST.
Oja ukwenwe no I'm back here in USC. And this was in 1983. Wangasa, you can imagine 1983. Baby obeko kromo no. If there was a queue, you simply join the queue. Don't ask any questions. Because it be now watch a samra, watch a sugar, and all those things. So it was tough, but I decided say I'll hang on here because I had an offer in Zambia, for example.
Yeah.
So Debbie.
So what was the motivation?
Motivation immediately partly family. I'm the firstborn.
Okay.
Everybody was looking up to me, and you know when you go out, the relationship diluted kakra.
Okay.
But when you are here, you are forced. So my kid brother came to stay with us. My kid sister stayed with us. My parents, I had to look after them. My mother had to look, and so on. It was difficult, but I think there was a joy in it.
Okay.
So at least fulfilling. They've looked at you or they've taken care of you up to a certain stage. Now, also the position, it is always who take care of
give
them.
back.
You give back to them, and that's it.
So you got an appointment as a lecturer?
Yes.
At the department?
Yes.
Of planning?
Yes.
As a lecturer for how many years?
Lecturer for about 4 years.
And then you became the
senior lecturer.
Senior lecturer?
The senior lecturer, but still a few of them were out.
Okay.
And in a sense, and yes, I'm here lucky, but I had to take on administrative responsibility too early.
Okay.
I remember the first thing my head did to me when I went. He said, "Sir, well, me call Liberia. KMA has a contract with us, and these are the documents. So go and work on them." And you were forced to grow.
Okay.
Consult. Look, the first minute what they brought me, they referred the matter to me. The guy had minuted underneath it. Please deal with. I'm saying, school man, so I called one admin officer and said, "What is the meaning of this?" No, so we should throw three. Now tell him what you can do about it. That was how I learned. And it was a bit too early. Okay. But after that, then I was promoted to associate professor, and then became the substantive head of department, and then became the vice dean, and then the dean, and then went to central administration to become a pro-vice chancellor for 2 terms. Now, as you said, I became vice chancellor between 2006 to 2010.
How did you receive the news that, Professor K K Adarkwa, you have been appointed as the vice chancellor of KNUST?
It came with tears of joy, to be honest with you, because there were a lot of people who competed, or who were competitors.
Okay.
And to think they had singled me out, I thought it was useful. But as you see, the whole thing was that if you work in administration for 4 years, and then somebody comes from the faculty to become a vice chancellor, when you also applied, then it didn't speak too well of me. So I was happy in a number of ways. But at the same time, there's social responsibility now. That's so At the time, you know it.
Yeah.
Katanga
coming after Andam. And Katanga for...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because we're trying to build an image for KNUST.
Yeah.
Our visibility has gone very high. Professor Andam, to be about KNUST, there was an occasion where you council chamber, and now I'm afraid start this walk procession. Was a grass cat in your money. Abrafibia no one who be saying, Also, I think they are from the nearby villages.
Because there was no way you could have associated them.
You can say that. You can say that. What the coffin, Ebas, Mecca, so many things. That was, on the other hand, that was what I meant by the scope of work, and expectations, So, okay,
so that particular incident, how did you solve it? Atanga for agitation, conti fight,
Oh, okay. During the time, luckily, young Crawfobia fee security services,
Yeah.
Or by as students. And what we did was to give them spaces, bed spaces in the hall. And some of them were able to tame the young ones who came straight from school. They didn't have any concern, or they didn't know the implications of what they were doing. They thought they were having fun. So there was one president also boys more original no go to your room. Yeah. And that was how we were able to tame the thing down. And we so in a sense they were acting as security details for us.
Yeah.
Anything that could come up, they'll come and tell us.
Okay.
And they had unimpeded access to the vice chancellor. And anytime you were even in a meeting and they said they wanted to see you, because who defer decision on that. By the time you are aware, 12 noon, 1 p.m. we're in a Tokwaisi and Alutabi Abba.
I see. So, what was that vision power for KNUST? Tamana compete say, at least you want to become the vice chancellor, because you were coming just after Andam, and Andam, maybe by design or by destiny, that was the time a get fund, a revenues, a buyer. So onya enough revenue to do some expansion. So when you were coming after him, what was the vision?
Very good. I'm saying you want to say, invest in a strategic plan.
Yeah.
Unkokasi your vice chancellor waba, and follow strategic plan. By and large, within the context or the confines of the strategic plan.
Okay.
And the vision remained the same, except say the ways we tackled some of these problems were slightly different. In other words, strategies were slightly different. But generally, the vision remained the same. We wanted to become the #1 ranked university in Africa and in the world. Into Tenka University at the time, that was the vision. And to do this, we needed all the stakeholders on board, including alumni, students, everybody. And then gradually, we looked at quality assurance. Very important. And what we did was to go to the net and to see how they ranked the universities.
Okay.
They have criteria.
Okay.
And you follow a lot of them, and then make our presence felt on the web. And to be able to we did this. Let me give you a very good example. We call Port Harcourt at the time. I was a Akwabinya grant from British Council. Now British Council invite Ghanaians to a conference. We do na nipa 5. Akwani bisa Nigerian host and say, na conference also that's a conference and one day but we connect no was by we structural engineering conference held in Port Harcourt that thing came into us. The slightest thing we did we went on the net and announced it. Then gradually we built up our image, and this is where I didn't agree with some of the students who felt it was their turn. So they could come to the university and do anything. Okay. Because our visibility had been enhanced.
Okay.
Professor Andam, coming to him, tenure university on a different course.
Yeah.
And possible.
Yeah.
They had to continue and then putting a few things.
Okay.
Emma, 4 years they are worthwhile.
Now, Prof, I was another former Vice Chancellor or Kwame Kumasi Emeritus Professor K K Adarkwa, and Komo Efa na Brabo mu Efa KNUST Yegusua Yebon Komana. Na bro Oka say na case was strategic plan and no one draw strategic plan first one
yɛkɔfa alumni bi or an alumnus
okay
fi US na bɛbɔ ayɛn yɛ
okay
na ɛno akyi no ɛyɛ revision ɛyɛ new ones no ne nyinaa they were all done locally
okay
Department of Planning want to kɔfo bi mana bɛyɛ sɛ adwuma yɛ a na just one kasana wabu ho animtia
okay
okay everything no we did that locally at KNUST.
But at least there's a blueprint be
we in a sense no we no international flavor
okay
local conditions no and memo be brave but then we've lived in it and you know it will localize one very very quickly.
Okay,
that is the reason why we did everything there at the time.
So what achievement bempa within your period?
Yeah,
I would say these are my monumental achievements as a vice chancellor.
Okay, Adoso. Now, and yet, me say become physical projects in Kwan.
Okay.
I think the organization itself, I may introduce a lot of initiatives.
Yeah.
A man Krofu and the will say now they needed to be promoted. What people can't me say, who crowd hard been too much. Now up to senior lecturer no, Genya no career. To cratchy, and Yenisa, baby or Habado, me Yenisa, we are government agency, which way to come Babana a day. Application form for promotion special doors.
Yeah.
Please apply for promotion. Yeah, yes, in fact, University of Ghana will be me paper. One was we are ready. Come and apply for promotion.
Okay.
One counts over 2 articles, 12 articles. Also, we are ready. Submit yourself to that.
Yeah.
And see, me hear a lot of those things. I know on one side, but the other side, near Nipa Peso Repano and on the fiscal projects. No.
Yeah.
And we are. Very soon, I can ask them. Quarantine. Was stopping me. Case Layford Hall, your friend examination hall.
Yeah.
Because I make no. What remember radio stations be brave say me could sit down with wetland bone in Niema and oh. Now Ukopajo at Tatan tracks no.
Yeah.
Because of what I saw at Cannes 2008 no.
Yeah.
Now it's a baby yama concert be baby mine.
Yeah.
Uba Nima students clinic.
Yeah.
That time no. During our time as students, lecture be kobo student biasum or hospital because if we say on any 10, student lecture who go inside. You know, now as much as possible, now person separate students from the other workers of the university. In Tiano, no ubiquity then just opposite ceramics.
Africa Hall.
Yeah. Inti mimofimo. And now the whole student clinic. Then what you know, one of the things I had been pan at the time, Eduasi Road, Eduasi unity to run about, particularly around the bridge, unity to run, very bad.
Yeah.
Quickly, a bomb on the hospital now. We had only one operating theater, one operating bed or some friend. Yeah. And also quickly, you may see theater for about 2 or 3 beds. The 2 or 3 people could be operated upon at different times and different cubicles. Oko pharmacy now, there were a lot of things that we did. Okay, and our hospital also no, we were able to introduce different departments. And on the Krakrano or OTMC no.
Yeah.
And also by the time no, we had to go borrow money from somewhere. Economic analysis no over a very long period. But I felt say, look, we may not be able to value health monetarily.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, no, we'll pay. Teaching hospital, I didn't do too much about teaching hospital because now sums involved substantial.
Okay.
We were able to reserve the site and we said, let's do the OPD first.
Okay.
Now consultants now gradually the teaching hospital will begin to take shape. Now, if you are transport department, I did a lot of things.
Yeah.
Okodia Road and so on. I say previously, now one bungalow about 1.5 acres land so and yet none will be biada. What we said let's even at least introduce duplexes. The Anya Ukraina, there'll be two bungalows on an acre of land, which is fine. And then in spaces that were in between the houses, we can also build some more houses. Do call Kodia Roda, Sans Nimena Assessor. And
BRI for no.
BRI for no Ridge Road.
Okay.
But I know we had wanted to take over our buildings because they were moving to Fimiswa.
Okay.
But I know we're told it was going to involve a lot of negotiations.
Yeah.
Because we were bungalows up and the flats up to a certain point.
Yeah. And
then you go to number 30 Ridge Road 32. I know you're KNUST for the. And see, I did a lot of things. I wanted to do the administration building annex, an extension. but I wasn't able to do that because money wasn't available. You said it. Money wasn't readily available.
Yeah.
At the time, we're using the inflows from foreign students to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
In those cases, KNUST, Uko Research Hills now, a lot of changes have taken place.
Yeah.
Because of this source of funding. Very difficult because not officially, we're not getting anything from Get Fund. Who can I say Get Fund beginning?
Yeah.
Now it was all the projects you took in were funded. You said that about Prosandam. True. And again, we had a development office. There were about 8 architects there. And we made sure that everybody was busy doing one or two another project. We are the QS guys who look at it. We took it to Accra and had money to do it. But I was saying, let's say prioritize. Prioritize, then we'll slow down a bit. This was some of the things that happened during my tenure as Vice Chancellor.
Maybe.
Then, of course, well, a lot of programs here introduced, new ones, market-driven ones.
Yeah.
And those here introduced. Because the business school started, we're threatened with court action and so on. We promised that they were going to have just seminars. Now, seminars, only award 1 degree. Okay, this is not a professional doctorate. Who a professional doctorate? Go and do it somewhere else. But this is an academic doctorate, a PhD, and something else. Those were the things that happened during my tenure.
I don't know whether some strategic planning, and I'm not a year Jumana say because you are a planner. So during your time now to me, how Ura KNUST, how the whole place has been planned. Say in terms of green spaces, conserving the forest zones. You don't allow billboards in some areas apart from signposts. So you brought that kind of experience from the planning department to the overall architects of KNUST.
Yeah, true. When you say KNUST is any they say in OSHA, student population maybe 85,000. Faculty, maybe 2,000. Workers, about 3,000. In OSHA, a township. A township.
Yeah.
Now, if we don't introduce some of these things, our planning for development control now, the whole place will be in a mess. And we make sure, and already, as you said, it's been planned. The academic facilities are in a certain part of campus, and our residential facilities in other parts of campus. Upper sports, you went somewhere, the swimming pool was there, and so on and so forth. But most importantly, green spaces, we needed to maintain them. You push our botanic gardens. Yeah, we've kept it up to date. Yeah, swimming pool, no. And I've told by the time we told them, nobody's going to encroach on the botanic gardens again. It's because it was declared one of the UN centers. UNESCO centers. And my boss, Prof Zandam, wanted to introduce some walkway there. But muscle. Then you actually send a green space in the they said, from the entrance all the way to Unity Hall roundabout, right side, Professor Bri Banana, so by VC, will introduce a lot of these things. We are planting all greenery, very, very nice. To the Catholic Church, everything. In the KNUST, this is what we pride ourselves in. The professionals are on campus. If we have problems, they need to help us resolve them. And almost every time you call them, they do that. And you crown from students, one competition. And select the best one and implement whatever they've done. We are very happy about that. And we want to say, occasionally, we have other people from the nearby communities, about 19 of them, nearby communities. They come in search of firewood, they come in search of fruits, and so on and so forth. In a sense, we need to understand them, you see, but they encroach on your privacy, which is not too good. But one of the we do that. But generally, by and large, you maintain green spaces to a very large extent compared to later on the city of Kumasi. Okay, books first. We started and people understood us. I feel you in a wetland. No be akusi down also. So electrical gadget be mukrane am on shock and so on because of seepage. I think on campus we've done what we can do. But Odiba Chroma, we don't have control over that
because there's a sharp line. So Drew, just Tech Junction. Now you see the kind of pollutions are noise, air, visual, the whole place is a mess. But immediately we enter into KNUST. I mean, your cognitive identifier now overloading now I reduce.
Yeah.
And you get close to nature. I don't know how you've been able to maintain that.
I don't know, Kwame, young corner into detail. I think what we wanted to do is say the land up to the Accra Road, no.
Yeah.
All that piece here for university, no. We didn't want them.
Okay. Okay.
We didn't want them. But I just and we was staff when you know Chibayure, a bit on fools, a BS, Ubekobi crowd, I will give you a say compromise to a certain extent. But otherwise, no, that came me and I for at the time, no, we didn't want to have any of those things there. Because as you said, no, if you are, there's a sharp contrast between the bus shelters, and then your entry into KNUST. So, and you know, we've done our best. But I'm saying, it will be you be here, say you be liaise properly and coordinate our activities with the full crew.
But how about this human behavior? Say trust driver now or ideas no. Ultimately comport within the premises of say KNUST. Otra ideas get no I was no now.
Obi and Pese Obi Ashen so on open freedom. Now, who campus now? You'll be arrested.
Yeah,
that's all. You'll be arrested. And I'm to a certain extent, but I'm saying, to me, I'm so caught to the logical conclusion. We haven't been able to do that because your constraints, Kakra. We also live in municipality.
Yeah.
In fact, yen developers they should even give us the approval before we can do that. And you know, it's very careful. But otherwise, no, this can be resolved quickly.
Okay. Now, can I say Justice Broby Committee? No, I saw your name in there. That time that you create the 6 regions, so I know your expertise in geography and the kind one I say.
Yeah.
Now you have a background in also history and our tradition.
More to do with planning and geography.
Okay.
I think making planning and geography are very simple. Depending on what regions, you know, we share petitions or the buy now. Your call be for a double chrome. My goodness.
Adabo Krum.
Western region. Yeah. To get to Adabo Krum and yet easy. Now, one of the problems, you know, and our petitions, you know, you say they have very limited access to schools, to health centers, to justice delivery, to several things. And the access is very important.
Okay.
And with my knowledge and a little bit that I know in planning about Sanyeme, then I needed to be on the committee.
Okay.
When we're looking at the Bono regions, now Bono regions, what happened was that the same problem played out.
Okay.
In fact, or Western region.
Yeah.
As they say, Oba register Nekakra, Oko, Takrade. And you are talking about 3 days. So, Sadia, if you want to go through Western region, Sadia, now we for Kumasi, it's a much easier. In the channel Pamno, Wabeje number no. Kumasi. Okay. Northern region, northeast, there's a town called Yagaba. Fitamale to Yagaba in the same region, it was about 3.5 hours. And yet easy. Now what we do on say police need it tells you volumes.
Okay.
Until we thought say with some theories now yes planning school and so on. With the development cost level now, they be it spin-off effects substantial.
Yeah.
Rather than concentrating everything in Tamale.
Yeah.
Tamale won't impact on crowd.
Yeah.
And what we did was to enhance the access of all those people, all those areas from where the petitions came from. Then you need to have an idea of what they call the threshold population which can support these services. Until now planning came into it. And of course we had a professor from geography in Legon to support too with all those things. But we also had lawyers. Obia on the part to play. Me can't say commission now primarily because of my limited expertise in geography and the very little I know in planning.
You're being just modest.
I'm assessing myself. If you think otherwise, it's your business. But I'm assessing myself.
Oh, I see. Now, when it comes to expansion, Obika say, oh, a champion expande, Ghana pa, Chichafta, Kwankra, the Kornoff, and all that. If you look at the road networks, the kind of interchanges are here, which I know you also have your inputs. Are we doing better as Ghana? Because Pukwasi interchange and that's for and it's so sad. Say be a Kumasi inner ring road we've not been fully developed. That's what. But in terms of our road networks and how we are expanding on that level, as a planner, are we doing well?
We are doing well to an extent. I'm not sure. We can say you build the roads. It's not a matter of just developing roads in any direction.
Okay.
The function of the road, one for access and movement.
Okay.
Now for service.
Okay.
Into Uko North, now say there's a 15-kilometer road serve 2 households
Yeah.
We don't want to build that road. We build the corner. You should justify it economically.
Okay.
Now, difficult for us.
Okay.
And we don't do that. And let's also remember, say, in the urban areas, with traffic, once there's a queue, once there's a congestion, it's expensive.
Yeah.
And we'll do as much as possible to bring these interchanges. The first function will be fulfilled, to move people as quickly as possible from where they originate to where they are going, their destination, or their origins to their destinations. We understand. Then I think we're doing very well. For Ashanti region, for example, sometimes you can go to the town through 3 or 4 different routes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That should not be the case. There should be an optimum number but by accident of history, that is what it is. We don't want to replicate this in every part of the country. At the point in time in the northern region, when we're doing one project, we asked them whether do you want acceptable roads or you want high quality roads, and they told us once good quality roads for Tamalino, we also want good quality roads, but it's not possible. That is why I wish for a lot of the time, what we call low volume roads, traffic needs to be brave. It be the whole week. Apart from market day, when you have 3 vehicles, then you could see asphalted road. There be we have criteria. We may be expanding, and then the network size keeps increasing every time because on our community be 6 kilometers away. Why as a Fujuma clear honor? And when they ask you to come in and put in a road, it's a bit easier. Number 2, the assemblies don't have that money. Ska assemblies the whole budget no ground to construct 4 kilometers of roads. Engineers here very careful, very modest. Senebeya ska krana ebenyano ebekọ achipa na abwa omani nyina ana mantan nyina.
Amazing. Sene KNUST strategic plan. Our transport do we have something like a national transport strategic whatever?
Yes, we have a national transport plan.
Okay.
Transport policy.
When I try.
There be make
okay.
The minute we crown on trunk, I'm in control. And the idea say, you share all the means of transport, road, rail, water, air. I said, you can now, Niagana Koyane say, by Sanabro from an accident of history, or accidents of history, everything now is based on the road. And so you have an option to either to go by air, to go by rail, or to go by whatever. But this time, rail memo air memo VIP now. That is the sort of thing we don't want to happen now. Now what we thought we could do was some Burkina Faso tracks and they can go all the way along the eastern corridor and now say 1 year between up to Mpakadan just after the bridge. Na wakoho okoha nemo krani na containers in between ako sunusu. Akwa to Yapi. Odu Yapi now continue the rest of the journey by road. And so for essential services, that is what we need to do. Now when you say say we use water transport and so on, up to about 500 kilometers of water. Water is cheap.
Yeah.
Very cheaper than railway. And you know, this is what we wanted to do. And now for roads, we need to classify them. So that maintenance activities, be rationally done. And yes, Ghana is zeros be first year, you could chat to me also. That is the end. But maintenance is extremely important for the country as we progress.
Now, this cheap water, and on inform me. Chedas or they put on Ebekmasana. Don't answer that. Now, Prof, I was there when we launched your book, The Future of the Tree. I remember across that time now. Honorable Patricia Piaget.
Right.
Now he was the mayor of the Garden City. There was this conservative arrangements with KMA and KNUST. Recommendations why your book they will more or less implement kakra BLH. Now the future of the tree. Do you see more trees here? Are you satisfied with the development of Kumasi in general?
Okay. We can feature of the tree now. Euphemism be but I think you have a very solid point. You don't buy agreement, you see, say planning any politics, stage we act as technocrats. Yeah, advise politicians, what power NOT.
Yeah.
But Okopema, and quickly he will come back to you, pay advice. And I think that what happened was inya nipa bis and what in Manasia and Kanima no Kuyipa. But Ankobasa, into no sha, Niamano policies no and our projects no, Okofebua, Oba into the scene. Oba say won't any party na BB. As Okofebi no ye. Any plan, any she cry. That has been our bane. Very, very sad. But if you have such an institution here, KNUST, with training planners, with training architects, with training estate managers, with training construction managers, and so on and so forth. Now you take advantage of their presence. Bibi hard dream papa. Tembia minam yeko kroma. My wife for to make a gypsy. Ukasa crowd. Because look, some of the things we have, basic won't tiase. So won't tiase. Akwe residential area. It's in an alcofa cement bags big one iron or so over tongo. You understand it. But also what can parties be Ghana or come because that's where they get their money. That's why they're able to feed themselves. It's difficult, but I think a year later, after the green areas in Kumasi, my commentary, it's rather sad. Even on the way here, Ukai oil, I think it's Unity oil also.
Yeah.
When did this happen?
Oh, okay.
When did it happen? Yes. When did this happen?
That place used to be Afromu.
Yes.
Then we have these sugar cane, green vegetation across Babu Bomsa, Mecklin Hotel Hall, Babesi, Friends Garden House.
Yeah. What happened? Bisami. What happened?
Oh.
It's sad. Very, very sad. Very sad.
Is it because we don't see the importance of these green spaces?
Well, Obia Bekumasi, Obia Kwakra, Intinoba, Bebia, as a Benya Sassino, na Wakusidan or Assassino Crown say, and suitable, still no person sit down or. And I can say, Uko Bebia, almost say, or Filia later on, almost say, Suno,
if I say,
up, two so a Yumukrawunya, a boha, ne belongings, no, why shells?
Yeah,
or they go so. Why should this happen? Refuse dump, you go and build wetland. Yeah. Paper be on development of wetlands in Kumasi. It's so sad. When the paper went, I think about one set of comments, because the situation was so alarming. Wetland. Especially filling stations.
Yeah.
Why is that so? And I think our Metropolitan Assembly, they are aware of this. Municipalities are aware of this.
Is it weaker regulations or political?
And weaker regulations. After regulations, we have more than enough.
Okay.
But I think more to do with political expediency.
Okay.
Yeah, more to do with that.
Okay.
When you write but you are scared that somebody will call you, or there'll be a call from somewhere saying that, hey, be careful, Kwame Adarkwa, be very careful. And that's the end. It's sad. Wetlands, everywhere they are building. And then when it starts flooding, then they come to you. Why are the planners? Why are the architects and so on? Why should that be so? Number one, you don't listen to us. When you go and hit the wall, then you come back to us. And you're fair.
At least, so make a kabuma, what be 42 years, or be a KNUST in Kumasi. Kumasi then and Kumasi now, which one would you prefer?
Difficult to. Once Kumasi then, we had limited services.
Okay.
Kumasi now, we have a lot of services.
Okay.
Kumasi then, we had limited roads. Access wasn't as good as it is now. And now we have a lot of roads. Depending on what you are talking about, it's good for us to reminisce. But we should also know, say, the city, just like a human being, it grows, it develops. Yeah. But where we've fallen short, say, as the city kept growing, we also didn't keep pace with the rate of development. And now between there and now the current situation should have been much, much, much better than it was previously. But unfortunately, we also have people coming in. We are growing. The city is growing. A lot of urbanization is occurring. Those are, so to your question, I'm sorry, I can't answer it.
No, but how about in a context where we pride ourselves, it was one time the garden city of Africa. Can we say that today?
Absolutely no. No, we can't do that. But as we said, how it slipped into this situation, introspection.
I like it when you document the matters or the new book will be Against All Odds. What odds? We're betting tempo.
But you'll be a president. Kwame, be a president. Okay, what I meant to say, AM Fias, no team, Makame history show.
Yeah.
Some of the things are, in fact, I don't like discussing them, but they're all in the book. Just how I even managed to be sent to school, because if I had lived in the barracks, I would have been wayward. Yeah. And let's go and keep him in the boarding school. At the same time, money to pay for the fees was really a problem. I shouldn't have been able to go to school. Mostly financial. I've documented in the book, there was a situation where I nearly fell out of a train from Accra to Kufuria. Yeah. The train was full, but I had to be on it. So I went on it. And if you know Kufuria very well, Australia, cabs, a lot of cabs. Yeah. One of the things I nearly fell, but they held on to me. In school, I wasn't really one of the brightest, but I managed to get through. And there are a lot of odds. It would have been really, really difficult for me. Those are the odds I meant. If you are me back here in USC, I shouldn't have really been where I am now. But again, Usha, the odds were such that you were competing with people who were slightly older, a little more experienced, and so on and so forth. But in spite of all those barriers, I've been able to go through. That's what I mean by against all odds. Against all odds, me life history I dance. Now that's not me person me didn't say. Me person me chunk of say what tibiano. Which me ako wanim. Which me dinkunim. Na sana me kano. You need to imbibe in yourself certain qualities
and principles.
And now core values. It's to say we are ubia wustro nyame. It is say we are ubia we ethically upright. Ubia or integrity. Ubia or hard work, and so on and so forth. Nina na akabo mo a me wonu say odds no. The odds no yesane man a ekutia mpuntu. So nyame wadoma you can go against all the odds and achieve your objective.
The autobiography of Emeritus Professor Kwame Adarkwa, Against All Odds. That the benebel Denedi and as here or Maketana.
There be Oyame Adoma or Tranchi 20th. Yebeda humanity our KNUST Business School.
Okay.
Block C auditorium no.
Okay.
2 p.m.
Okay.
To be obenya breno.
Okay.
Ombra.
Okay.
Na omiti munsem.
Okay.
Na se obesa to bi so a obetumi ato. Ebe Kingdom Bookshop and Stationery on campus.
Okay.
Na e konkran no so kran fo pese be launch ni bi ho. Eno na mi won asem si e. Timi pese be kan ho bibia.
Okay.
Want to mean so our Department of Planning be just say obenya bi ato.
Okay, so that will be on Thursday, 20th March at Business School, KNUST, 2 o'clock prepare. Oba, apart from, I better like a circus, a bit me the abad down, escalating down to O level, a bit me ato, the working kai. It tells a story of a very perfect gentleman. I have known him, I've worked with him, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm going to buy the books. Say Nyameya Wadoma after Thursday, somewhere next week, I will buy about 10 copies. And if you're fortunate, I'll ask you a bit and then I'll give you one. Mechemu 2, the 5. Emma, people who I'm so close to, they love reading. And yeah, Yamobi book another question and Panasan Debbie. I want you to read. So I have 5 people that I'm going to give the books to, and the other 5 are I know about radio, so quite so already, Prof, I'm buying 10 of the books.
Thank you very much.
I'm buying 10 of the books.
Thank you very much.
And I like it. You know, maybe I should be, the aura around, I just particular. I mean, you feel at home and you always learn something from you. And but that's it. That's a pass, you disturb nakaka, but a bedase, say, and there, buy me, you didn't come. So Thursday, your boy tie. I call KNUST. Na already Makoto Tembus no na ya kenkan amobia hu say yes, from the future of the tree to against all odds. That's the autobiography of Emeritus Professor K K Adarkwa. Prof, Yamisha, that's be.
Kwame unso ansana kono na don aspa papa. Woni wetie funya em say bibia no ye dwuma bia ebedi no ye de ba oncha etumi kompon etumi tu mpon.
Yeah.
And na no pay one man bebre.
Yeah.
Ye de wasenti so huma no wo beto 10 na so ni aye de ma wo.
Oh, that's nice.
Wo ba no beto 10 no nya say Kwame wo ba beto 10 na beto no at cost price wo.
I'll come there and take the photograph. Right here on Pure 95.7. We're taking a short break.
Darling.
Yes.
Ye bedidina meche Angel Cola. Me bread do. Obi fa Angel Cola drink. Na ni yonku eyi Angel Orange. Ana Angel Mango. Ose me san pedi obi eyi. Aka me dem.
Chese obi ape Angel soft drinks ni nyina bi.
Ai daddy, me say me penny ni na bi.
Sister, wo de mama Angel Peach, Angel Strawberry, and na Angel Cocktail. Actually, no ma baje